Hi guys. Yesterday we talked about adding and subtracting fractions. Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So when you are adding and subtracting mixed numbers normally, that means you're not having to borrow, you're not having to do anything out of the ordinary, just normal adding and subtracting mixed numbers. There are 3 steps. Step 1 is add or subtract your whole numbers. Step 2, add or subtract your numerators. And step 3 is keep your denominators the same. That's really important, guys. Always keep your denominators the same. So on our first practice problem, I have 3 2/5 plus 2 1/5. So step 1, add your whole numbers. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Step 2, add your numerators. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Step 3, keep your denominators the same. So your answer is going to be 5 3/5. Our second practice problem is a subtraction problem. We have 3 4/5 minus 1 3/5. Step 1 is subtract your whole numbers. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Step 2, subtract your numerators. 4 minus 3 equals 1. And step 3, keep your denominators the same. So you are going to have 2 1/5 as your answer. Now let's talk about how sometimes in subtraction you're going to need to borrow. And that's the same exact thing that's going to happen when you are subtracting mixed numbers. And you'll know you'll need to do this if your first fraction is smaller than your second fraction. And the easiest way to figure that out is if you look at your numerators. If the first numerator is smaller than the second numerator, you're going to need to do this. And there's 4 steps. Step 1 is turn both of your mixed numbers into improper fractions. Step 2 is subtract your numerators. Step 3 is keep your denominators the same. And step 4 is if your answer is an improper fraction, you need to turn it into a mixed number. So our sample problem is 6 2/5 minus 4 4/5. So as you can see, 2/5 is smaller than 4/5. So I'm going to need to do these 4 steps to be able to subtract this problem. So step 1, turn both of our mixed numbers into improper fractions. So it's 2 steps to do that. Step 1 is to multiply your whole number times your denominator, and your step 2 is to add in your numerator. So my whole number is 6 and my denominator is 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Now I add in my numerator. 30 plus 2 is 32. And I'm going to keep my denominators the same like always, and I'm going to have 32/5. The second problem, I have 4 as my whole number and 5 as my denominator. So I multiply that and I get 20. Then I add in my numerator. 20 plus 4 is 24. So I'm going to have 24/5 as my second number. So I have 32/5 minus 24/5. Now I can go on to my step 2. Subtract my numerators. 32 minus 24 is going to be 8. Step 3, keep my denominators the same. So I'm going to have 8/5 as my answer. Now 8 is greater than 5, so that is an improper fraction. Since it's an improper fraction, I need to go on to step 4 and turn that improper fraction into a mixed number. And we know from our video yesterday that we have to divide our numerator divided by our denominator. So we need to do 8 divided by 5. I know that 5 is going to go into 8 one time with 3 left over, so 1 remainder 3. Your whole number in your division answer is going to be your whole number in your mixed number, so I'm going to have 1 as my whole number. Your remainder is going to become your numerator, so my numerator is going to be 3. And as always, your denominator stays the same, so I'm going to have 1 3/5 as my answer. All right, guys, I know this was a long video today. Please, please, please let me know if you have any questions. You will have 2 days to complete this assignment. Don't forget to sign up for your video conference with me tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you. I'm not done.